The chicken house was right over here, and it's gone.
Chicken house is over here. It's gone. There's the outhouse. Here's where Grandpa went in the outhouse. So?
John.
Go up and ask him if you can take pictures.
I'm all done now. There's the front porch. The front porch by right fall. This is Colfax Cemetery. Where Grandma and Grandpa Davis, great-grandma and Grandpa was buried, and where Grandma and Grandpa Keith Davis has got their plot. But they ain't dead yet, see? The next one's yours.
It's got a wooden board over it.
Next to Crow.
Uh-huh.
You gonna sit next to Crow, are you?
We're on a, got a...
See, our start, we got 4 spaces right in here, and this is set right in the middle of our 4.
4 spaces.
Crow set theirs on the end, he's got space up.
Next to Crow. Where's Grandpa Davis? Here?
Next row.
Right behind here?
Next row.
Oh, okay. There's a Davis right there is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, Gerald Davis' family is right up here.
Okay, whose Davis is
I
this?
don't know.
There's Anna and Clay and maybe Chaz Davis.
That's another family. I don't even know them. I think what the name of this cemetery was.
Plainview Cemetery.
When we drove in here, and I'll be darned. Well,
Aunt Laddie's in here.
Aunt Laddie and her children, Grace and Jean, are buried in this cemetery, right? Oh, it's right up in there someplace. And then she has her mother's brother and his family, the Dane family is here, buried in this cemetery.
And your little sister.
Let's go take a picture. Let's get out and take a picture of this.
That's the Grandpa.
This is great Grandpa Davis. This is great Grandpa Davis here. And yeah, the big one is the head plot. And then Viola, I don't know. Okay.
My grandmother.
This is your
I never
grandmother?
did see her. See, I was only a year old when she died.
Okay. She's just a year old when she died.
This is your grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
Jesse's your grandpa?
Yep. That's my dad.
Perfect Freddy, that's my grandpa.
And your grandmother.
And then grandma.
And they had
Okay. I don't think I remember that.
in 1912.
Kenneth Hill, 1912. That was their first one?
Yeah.
And then this is my sister. This is my sister. You didn't know I had a sister, did you? Julia. And with my brothers and sisters, it's past.
Older than you. She
She was born your first one?
Yeah, she dead at birth, see, in 1941. So she would be how old now? From just 94, she'd be 53 when she...
Yeah. She's the only one of us passed away so far here in 1994.
I think if she had lived, I'd probably had a cousin that was older than me.
Yeah. And there's Grandma. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to tell you. Now up here, right along this drive, there is a marker that says Joel Davis on it. And now that would be your great-grandfather. No, your great-grandfather would be Jess Davis.
Yeah, he's right over here.
Okay. Then his father is up here, and it's a red stone. And his name is Joel Davis, so you want to get that.
Yeah.
But then that's not close. Let's see.
That's a funny looking thing. Isn't
Well, now this is something as a historical. They don't make those anymore. Those trees.
Mm-hmm.
I read about those in the paper just the other day. They was telling about them.
There's
Now
Ferris
here's
and Mary
a-
Davis. Who's that?
Well, now they are part of our family. Phyllis and Mary is. And this Davis back there, I don't know which one that is, but Now this Davis is that's part of Grandpa Davis's family.
John
His
Paul.
sister, it's his sister. Over there's Elizabeth Elizabeth, and who is that else with it?
Joel.
Was that Joel, I
It says
think?
Joel died March 17th, 1895.
Oh,
Bronze, wasn't
no, that
Yeah, Joel was on the bronze.
is right back there.
Behind the bronze,
No,
Oh, the bronze. Is that where you're reading it, John?
yes, that's the one. That's
bronze
Joel.
is Joel.
Yeah.
While Grandma's talking history.
Oh, take a picture while you're talking history. Well, now right in here is where my Dane family is buried. Keith found it the other day. Now this is part of my mother's family. This Dane right there, it says Dane.
Slow down, Dad, if you want me to take pictures.
And that one. Now that is a son of one of the other persons.
Eudora and Silas Dane.
And they were my grandmother's brothers. And her brother is buried there, but he doesn't have a tombstone. George Washington. That
Killed. Or no, he died after the war, but his brother died
during the war.
beginning of the war. So they both got flags here.
Right here, Mackenzie.
The
Norman Mackenzie.
Legion puts flags out to all the ex-soldiers.
How many years?
Maybe never, when you remember, not long years soldier. What's that name, America flag? Cessna.
Well, they were in later
There's
people.
somebody that just was buried. Your parents buried at Grandma
Crawfordsville.
Crawfordsville. At the big cemetery in Crawfordsville.
It's in one of the big cemeteries. There's several big cemeteries down there. But I think I took you to that cemetery when you was a kid.
What's the name of it? Remember?
Oak Hill.
Oak Hill Cemetery is where the Smiths are.
Well, my dad and mother's there. Not too many. Well, mother's sister's there. Aunt Sue's family is there. And I can't remember any other family members that's there. But that family. Mother was 10 years younger than my mother.
I believe that's birthday.
Here's Colfax.
I can't remember.
Yeah, they still got stuff. Before you might have office down to the next.
Where is the old high school at? It's across
Well, there isn't anything down there but a hill.
Somebody built a house.
Did we used to go to that house?
Yes, that was where the Skinners lived, and we used to visit there, go for parties there and stuff.
So you go down this street
Of course,
now?
See, there's two houses over here now.
That's where Dad's old high school used to
Three
be.
houses.
Right where these old high school or or where these new houses are used to be.
Where the cars up along there was the school building.
That's where Dad used to play basketball. Was at that where their high school was.
we've got a picture of that on our plate, the high school.
Look at that burnt place in that trailer.
Let me get a close up on that.
Huh?
Let me get a close up on the burnt part in the trailer.
No.
I did.
And Dad used to do his two-hand set shot right there.
That house wasn't there when we went to school.
Now I think when I ran around down here, I think this was one of the houses I used to go to.
Which?
This house
Now,
here, wasn't it?
What kid was
Well, I
that?
can't
I don't
remember.
think so.
Well, it might have been the one up on the next block up or something, or over. Yeah, this green one over here, maybe. I don't know.
Who was it?
Oh, Sherry Lanham. Sherry, no,
Lana?
no, not Sherry Lanham. Sherry somebody. But anyway, here's Mike. This White House up here was Miller.
Shirley. Right here on this corner was a girl named Shirley. What was her dad's name? He had the hardware, Keith, before Wrights got it. I can't think of his name. Shirley.
Colfax, Indiana. Now there's Lake's old house. Isn't
Yes,
it?
that's nice.
The guy on the
Elevator.
elevator over there that AgMax has now.
And
Okay, up here is Mike Miller's old house. This is where we used to go to when I was a kid, Jason.
go swimming.
They has a swimming pool behind that house. And it was, I mean, it was the big deal of Colfax at the time. Him and there's still behind that fence back there, still a pool. But him and his girlfriend and me and my girlfriend double dated all the time. Now here's their restaurant, Miller's Fish.
Well, this right here is Miller's Restaurant on the corner.
That's what I said.
Oh,
That's where he's
no.
pointing.
Oh yeah, I was looking.
And Miller's is a real popular catfish restaurant. And Mike Miller's dad owned it for years and years, and now Mike owns it.
And they, people drive for miles and miles around here. You know, 60 or 70 miles to come to eat fish here.
Now they got some new stuff here that I haven't seen. They got a new grill there, a new bar, and cafe down here.
And, the old Davis drugstore was down there. Uncle George Davis owned it.
Okay. Now this is the street that Grandma Davis lived on when
And there's the library.
This is the library over here.
And this building house right next to the library is where your dad, Grandpa and I furnished our first home.
We're at.
In that house,
That
right
house
next
right
there.
here.
Okay. When you first got married, you lived in this house here?
Yeah.
Was it native at the time? Or?
It was a white house. It wasn't covered with that shingle stuff. I thought it looked prettier than it is now. And we had it furnished real nice. Nice
And
living
this white
suite.
one is Grandma's.
Yeah, this little white one here is then where Grandma Davis lived after Grandpa died.
And that's where John visited in the summer.
That's where I visited at least one summer and just really had a good
Battery
time.
is too low.
This is the church that Grandpa was baptized in.
This is a church right here that Grandpa was baptized in.
The Christian church. And his grandfather Davis went to it, and his great-grandfather Davis went to it. Golly, how many more days?
Is it still going, Jason?
It's the battery.
You know, so I got another battery here.
Great.
Yes, you got enough.
Yeah, that's enough of this town. We put the first satellite in space while I was here.
This is
We didn't have a lot of this stuff here when I was here. And some of this stuff back here, but not all of it.
Well, they
That's
added
the shop
two.
area over there.
Well, they added two. Now
Yeah.
this is where you go into the ball games anymore. Right here, John,
Okay.
is your entryway.
Well, there's a football over there. I remember that's pretty well the same as it was.
Yeah.
You go watch football games there?
And here's where we went into the basketball games at.
Yeah, this is the way you go in there.
I think that's the way we used to go in, isn't it?
It
No?
was up here.
Used to go in the front before they added on.
Oh, that's right.
And
We've been there, but no.
this part is all new here.
Yeah.
No, it's that part over there that's new.
Yeah, well, maybe both of it.
Well, I guess.
Got a gauge up there, they get it back up. No, I guess
They've got everything they need except a swimming pool. And that darned old tight wads.
You always wanted a swimming pool, didn't you?
I think it's the most important physical activity that any child can take. It can protect them from drowning. It can save their lives.
You
And
know,
there isn't any better physical exercise.
when you were on the school board, you told them to get a swimming pool, didn't you?
so.
But then,
Others on the school board, they want it. Bob Larson, Joe.
Well,
Well-
Bob let someone talk him out of it. Well,
see, this is the old section here, Jason, where I had my classes. I think that was my homeroom up there.
yeah.
At least one of them.
And then,
Considered a big school back then?
no, it's just a
no.
medium-sized kind of
Mhm.
school.
It was a consolidation, a Clinton Prairie High School consolidation. We were.
And Colfax and Jackson School and Mulberry School.
Mm-hmm.
But Rossville didn't go in on it, and you know to this day they.
Rossville does?
Yes, their kids graduate from college.
This is where me and Mike Kesterson. Mike had a 59 Chevy Impala, and I had my 62 Dodge. We went down through here about 100 mile an hour side to side. And there's Bob Coyner's place.
Filling station, high school kids.
Bob Coyner. Is Bob still there?
Sure.
Is he really?
These trucks sitting out there. Be there at 6 o'clock tonight.
Really?
You don't know anything else to do?
Is that his black truck there? Phillips Saw and Tool. They've been there for a long time too. It used to be, although that used to be a nice restaurant and a grocery store.
Yeah, we always went after church. We'd go there to eat.
Right here's where we used to go down on Sunday and eat dinner at this restaurant, Hillman's. And sometimes we used to go over here, but this is gone now.
Burnt down.
Burnt down. Used to be Paddock's Restaurant, now it's Paddock's Truck.
Were you in Boy Scouts through this church or what?
Yeah, this is a church I went to when we were in Boy Scouts and stuff. Yeah.
What's the name of this town?
Jefferson.
Little
Just
Jefferson.
south of,
Comes a car behind
south
you. He wants to turn.
There's the grade
of
school.
Mulberry. Where's Frankfurt?
Where I went to grade school at Little Jeff.
Looks like it's falling.
What are they doing with that school now, Mom? Anybody know what they're doing with it?
Somebody bought it. I don't know what he's got, what he used it for.
I heard they had
Yeah.
apartments in there at one time.
South on that is Jefferson.
Here's Hevlin's. Terry Hevlin used to live there. And
Betty Lashbrook and
yeah,
whatchamacallit lives
her
over there.
husband was there, and then Lashbrook was there. And then John Ferguson was in one of these in the yellow house. Bonnie Todd back in there.
Yeah, Bonnie still remembers me. Thank goodness somebody does.
And then Gary Bragg over here on the corner, over here on the side street. Or actually on the main street, where that black truck is. Timmons was right in here somewhere with the Tory's house now, put a trailer up. Eve Timmons was the guy that Dad always told me I better study or I'd end up like Eve Timmons. He was a ditch digger.
$5 down, bill down, so let's get the hell out of here.
There's Dave Gerald's new house. Grandma, I guess that's his mom and dad's new.
Or if it's a
There's our turn off to our house on the farm.
Granddaughter.
Keith Thomas died. He used to live in that house. When he died, very long ago.
Yeah, it ain't been too long.
Rutan's house up here.
Yeah,
It's really kind of went downhill, hadn't it?
yeah.
I'm sure if anyone lives there.
And then this was, what Rutan was this?
Young root town lived in Bill.
Bill Rutan. And I always thought that was so neat when it was first built and everything. That's about the same age I am, I guess, or they were. Here's your golf course back here behind Rutan.
Yeah, and that might.
This is a field, Jason, this is a field that I used to plow and disc for, what was his name? Keith? No, Leroy. Yeah, Leroy, something or other. And here's where Leroy lived, back here. Kessler. Used to have a big farmhouse. Must have had a windstorm or
It was the storm.
was the same storm we had. What was the old bachelor that lived here?
Rice.
Gilbert Grice. Gilbert Grice.
Looks just like it didn't need was it light except for the blue and that used to be light.
And this was Chandler's up here.
Yeah.
Chandler House. Who else lived here that you knew?
Raminda had lived there for a while.
This is the old 4-lane stop that Dad always said was dangerous
Yeah.
when the corn's up. And the corn's up.
Louise.
And this is our fields over here that we used to take care of, plow and plant. All that. And this is our farm up here on the left.
And did you know that when I was studying an early map of this township, I found out that the McBrides, who are in your dad's family, they owned this land.
Really?
And here we've lived here all those years and didn't know it.
Didn't know the
That
McBrides
the
that owned it?
original owners
Was our family?
the McBrides.
Who lives here now?
Warren Pearson.
Think we had to run up here and tell him we're going to drive around?
Yeah, I think they'd appreciate it.
Be a good idea.
Jason, why don't you run up here and just tell him that there's Keith Davis out here.
And I didn't get home.
And this is, that's the old garage
Through the storm.
that's been through the storm and just will not fall down.
Yeah.
And there is,
Needs painting though.
The house.
yeah,
we live in.
it always did need painting. And now this tool shed is what we built after the storm, right?
Don't think they're home, Jason.
And then he says, which year is it he can't hear out of?
Then we used
Which
to
year, John, is it he can't hear out of?
left.
I tried.
Okay.
You go knock.
They don't care.
Steve come out here. I called Warren up. Steve, Mike, and all the kids.
Oh yeah. The old corn cribs and corn bins. And
Got a new dryer.
got a new dryer, huh? Was that old place there? Was that
No, that was
that shed?
built a beauty shop there.
Oh, that's right. Here's the old hog place. Still got hogs.
It looks like it did when we was here.
Sure does.
No, you'll never be home.
Yeah, it does. Don't recognize a lot of this equipment. Of course, I shouldn't.
Well, Darren, he farms a lot around here now too. He's got
Really?
equipment.
I think that Darren's got a baby. I think so.
Darren bought 100,000.
Must like to sell that Beck's hybrids, doesn't he? This is the old person gets stuck out here, couldn't he?
Oh, nice, cleaned up. There you
Yeah. Oh, here comes a black dog.
Here's the manure spreader we used to own.
Is that right? Is
Yeah.
that our old manure spreader?
Warren bought it to sell. That looks like he's using it now.
Here's a
We got them there in the truck.
dog. You don't know how many dogs have lived out here. Yeah, you don't know how many dogs have lived out here. Yeah, boy.
And
Osborne sure owned the
Yeah.
what was Steve's dog called? Brownie?
Casey.
Casey. That's only 2 dogs we had. But we had cats.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cats. And a pony. And had baby
These
ponies.
trees. Remember that tree? Did we have a tree? I think it came down or something.
go. This where the old house used to sit.
Yeah, the big old brick house used to sit here.
It's a lot bigger than this house.
A lot bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
They
3
could,
stories.
they could stand and do a little trimming there,
It
couldn't
was,
they?
like the first
And this
right
was
there.
our lane. I used to ride my bicycle all back through here, motorcycle and everything.
And there was
Right
the
down.
trees. There was a bunch of trees down there.
How many acres did you have?
About 600, I think. This used to be a house and a lane down here, where Grandpa had his hog barn at. He had a great big white barn down there, and had baby pigs in it. Had we had a farrow to finish farm. We had a farrowing house there.
Remember, we used to drive the old sows down there.
Used to drive the sows down the road, and
Hit them with a scoop.
somebody'd have to stand right there, and somebody else would have to
Well, there was
make
fences.
them go
all
down.
around.
Yeah, we had fences in all these fields. Dave Yunt's place, is he still alive?
Yeah, he still lives here.
Dave Yunt is older than Mom and Dad, probably by 10 years.
I think he's 85 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
He still gets out there and orders around.
And that house looks almost as good as it always has.
Yes, it does.
Keeps it up.
He still have a cow.
Black cattle. We always had
I
that.
always liked his Angus.
Well, he used to have some turkeys.
I think Darren farmed this one.
Yeah. Darren who?
Everyone developed for eating.
So Dave Yunt built his daughter, what was her name, Sharon?
Oh, I don't remember what
he had a couple daughters.
Got swimming.
Three daughters. Jason, there was a guy dying in this barn a few years ago.
Oh, really?
You know what happened to him?
No.
He looked and looked and looked for a corner to pee in. I used to mow the yard up there in that house.
And I had to drive.
She didn't know who he was.
Have you ever seen Laura dressed up before?
You know who I am.
Okay.
It's Dorothy Saunders. I was the first one. And I'm Lou Shelby. I was mayor. We went to school with him. Come on. I believe you never recognized him.
Oh, everybody had to tell me their names.
Oh, well, I recognize him. We've got a lot of them. I think I was born down there. Were you young I played
More so.
and everything was down.
I'm John's wife.
Jason on County Show. I couldn't place you. I bet right next to golf course. Listen, I play golf. She likes to because alphabetically we are spaces out. Married him, yeah, got him.
I'm Dorothy. I was Waterman. Maybe you remember that. I
Well, this is Betty J. Betty J. You're the photographer or whatever. And you're Steve. I'm Lou Shelby. My name is Mary. And you we were supposed to marry the first year, and of course she got married. But then we've always remained friends, and she's always come to our reunions. So we always enjoy her. Yeah, she came.
The pictures, Mama's pictures.
That's all right. That's very awesome. Really, they're talking pretty often. Oh, no, that is not.
Okay, no, this is St. Anthony. I knew it was
Yeah.
one of them. I just saw 50 there. I remember
It looks like her. See, she was in our class at CE. She got pregnant and got pregnant, and we were president of the first day. And so then she went back to school. And I mean, I'm not having contact. And she always came to me.
she was pretty excited when sold all their records and gave all the records to Indiana State, so then they considered her a alumni of Indiana State. Yeah, so she got to get this alumni.
And you said she could call her. She was an angel. Well, she sure appreciates the effort she had. My school had there. Just as they
One night, there was an old cemetery over by Hillsborough, and she stopped to see us. I said, Mary Jane, who are you?
I think the last time I saw you, you was playing golf someplace.
I didn't know anybody that lived for that cemetery up there. She found something.
She was so happy about things, finding stuff.